Started. So, hi everyone. My name is Brianna Alford. I'm an academic counselor with the Upper Bound program, and today we welcome you all to the day in the life of a sergeant. Please allow me to introduce our guest speaker, Sammy Davis, Director of Training for the Broome County Police Academy. Sammy, can you please start by introducing yourself and telling us a little bit more about who you are and your current role?
Well, hello, everybody, and thank you for receiving me. Thank you for having me. My name is Sammy Davis. I'm a sergeant and the director of training at the Broome County Sheriff's Office. I've been a police officer now for 17 years. Matter of fact, I started my career as a police officer at Binghamton University from 2003 to 2005. And then I took the opportunity to transfer here. Reason why I thought my opportunities would be improved, and I was greatly appreciative of the opportunity, and it's worked out for me. So not only am I an officer, I try to do a lot of things in the community. I own my own business, but also I'm an adjunct instructor at SUNY Broome. So I've been an adjunct instructor at SUNY Broome for now 6 years. Absolutely love it. But and also, what more importantly, married for 26 years. My wife also used to work at Binghamton University, the Multicultural Resource Center. And I have three wonderful children, 28-year-old daughter, 25-year-old son, that Brianna notes, and my last one, 18-year-old son, who is at Ithaca. So very, very happy. And again, thank you for having me.
Thank you. Now we'll go ahead on and move on to the questions. After we go through these questions, we will open up the floor to any students who have any questions as well. So please go ahead and put any questions that come to mind in the chat. You will also have an opportunity to unmute yourself at the end and ask your questions. So my first question is, how has your personal experience or identity influenced your passion for your career?
My identity, not being from the area originally. I'm going to be honest about this. I moved here, met my wife at college, and that's what brought me here to this area. I didn't know anything about Binghamton. I didn't know anything about Broome County at all. So when I came here, I guess I can say I was homeless. I kind of slept in my car for 2 weeks. So I feel my personality, my identity has always been about me, not worrying so much about anybody around me, always trying to take care of me and doing what I need to survive. So when I first thought about getting in law enforcement, and then more importantly, coming here to the sheriff's office, I had the mindset of it and hearing all the things. It was a good old boy system. So my personality has really kind of made me push forward and try to break down those barriers of the good old boy system and not knowing anybody that's already here. So it encouraged and helped me get into the door, but also it's obviously paved my way to my current position. And I never thought it would have been more important to do what I do now. But I really don't forget where I come from. So I take that into the classroom with the people that I instruct every single day. Don't ever forget where you come from. And like I said, man, I just put a personal touch to everything that I do and try to do it the best of my ability.
Thank you. I can understand how that would be really tough for you. And knowing how you are now and how involved you are in the community, I don't think I would ever be able to tell, you weren't born and raised here. So
no doubt. Thank you. It's home now. Good.
How did participating in extracurricular activities or student organizations, if you did, in high school and college prepare you for your field and job?
Listen, every kid should take the opportunity to go away to school to begin with. I mean, we all live our lives. You start normally in the same community, so everybody growing up. It's when you go away to school that you really get to find yourself. Because again, you're like starting all over. You got to meet new friends. You get a lot of new experiences. So doing that really kind of shapes. And maybe it doesn't shape who you are, but it kind of makes you bring out the best in you. It can bring out the best or the worst. But for me, it brought out the best in me. I've always took every opportunity to meet new people, to experience new things. I've never been afraid to do that. But for me, it was nice going to school because it really taught a lot me about myself. And it certainly helped in my experiences moving here because, like I said, I didn't know anybody here. So it's like starting all over again. But I never really lived the lifestyle of being a law enforcement person early in my life. So all those experiences kind of kept guiding me back here. And honestly, I can say that I think it makes me a better officer now. I have a lot of life experience. I've been very fortunate to travel to a lot of different places. My family's spread out all over the nation. So everything that I've done leads me and makes me the person that I am right now. And I always keep trying to improve myself. So yeah, life never stops.
Thank you. Can you talk to us a little bit about your values and what motivated you to pursue a career in law enforcement?
My values, to be loyal to my family is something that I'm working on continuously because you can always improve things, but family is first. So my values of loyalty, integrity, and hard work, I try to bring that here to the job. Again, I was mentioned to you before we got started that I wasn't supposed to, but I'm teaching a class today and tomorrow penal law. Every class, no matter what topic I'm teaching, I try to bring a personal touch to it and all the realities that are going on in today's world. Because everything is in the academy is taught by blocks. And then in the end, we kind of try to bring them together. But being a director and whenever I control the classroom, I always use every waking moment to kind of put a jab in there about the things that are going on to kind of to put a star by it. Remember this, remember not to do that. It's that hard work. I'm constantly out there trying to do things in the community so I can bring that information back. This is what the community thinks about you guys. And, you know what I'm saying? Not in a negative way, but as a learning experience. Well, this is what they're saying. So it's just all about continually taking every experience, every waking moment that you can to always improve yourself and improve the people that you're working with. And it's a passion. I got no more little kids anymore, so this is like my baby.
I definitely agree. As you go on throughout life, using those experiences to not only educate others, but, and continue to enhance yourself as well.
No doubt. No doubt.
What does a typical day look like for you? And what are some of the challenges you face as a sergeant? And what are some of the benefits?
A typical day for me, this time of year, usually we'll go by the year because it kind of transitions. I do a lot of training, whether I'm training experienced officers or preparing to train experienced officers means educate myself on the new ideas, new concepts. I do a lot of planning, organization, because if I'm not doing the teaching, I'm trying to bring in somebody else to do the teaching. So that entails me going out and finding local people in the community that might bring something to the table, or sending my experienced officers out to a training so they can come back and teach. But right now, because our academy started March 29th, my day is consumed with these new police recruits, making sure that their schedule is set for today, making sure the instructors are on point and they're bringing to the table what they need to. Or if I'm in the classroom, like I had an instructor who had a family illness, so I had to jump in. So I spent all day Sunday, my day off, preparing and going over the stuff I need to. So every day for me is like very busy. I get up mostly at 5 o'clock in the morning, try to get a workout in the mornings, kind of get myself jump started, and then I'm here at work by 7:15, 7:30 every day. If I'm not teaching, I'm coordinate other scheduling for the rest of the activities, and then I do a lot of stuff like this, community interaction. So my workday officially ended at 4 o'clock, but probably at least 2 days a week, I'm out doing some public service, answering questions. 2 weeks ago, I was on 2 different sessions at a government class, kind of doing the same thing I'm doing now. So every day is like this, but I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I have opportunity to do it. And I'm sorry, the last part of that question you had?
I think you kind of answered it, but what are some of the benefits of your job?
So hugely. The benefits of my job is the flexibility. I have the opportunity to flex my schedule quite a bit. My boss knows that all the community interaction that I try to do, it's for a benefit for all of us. Nothing's perfect, so I'm always out there trying to find ways to better the relationship and to educate myself and others. So that's the benefit to my job and the perk, because I have a lot of flexibility, and I'm grateful for that. I've worked hard to get where I'm at. And like I said, so I don't have a whole lot of downtime. So pretty cool with that, though.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's really great that you're able to, take aside time like this to come teach, talk about things. And I know it's really helpful in the community as well.
Yeah, thank you.
What's the skill you're most proud of learning?
Oh, man, the skill I'm most proud of learning. And I can say it's something that I will continue to work on, listening. I mean, like I said, I think I'm a decent communicator, but I think I can always improve with that. But listening is more important than anything, and I continue to try to work on that, because things always change. So even as an adult, I think I know something, but when you listen to people, you always learn something new. And I try to encourage others to do that. Sometimes you just got to take a step back, and instead of trying to educate people, listen. Because we all remember that we have to remember that we continue to learn even when we get later in our years. So listening is one of the greatest things I think I've learned, and I will continue to work on learning, because I can always get better with that.
I can agree. Listening is definitely a big part of how much students can, comprehend, and especially myself. Like if someone's not really listening to me,
Yeah.
because you can learn so much by just like hearing other people out. So that's great.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And especially in this field that I'm working, because I get to teach these young cats. I try to really harp on that with them, because again, they go through classes, and really for them, like today, one of the jabs I was giving in the class is I try to remind them every day we're public servants. So I try to keep reminding them of that, and try to listen to me. I'm not the best officer, but I can tell you I'm always trying to improve myself. So being a public servant is something I kind of keep reminding them. Don't forget that over your career. From the minute that you start now to your end, you're a public servant, and that entails you listening to other people's problems. So yeah, I enjoy the opportunity to be able to do that to them.
Thank you. What skills do you recommend students develop while they're in college?
For going into law enforcement, or just life in general?
Life in general, and if they're interested in going into law enforcement as well.
Communication skills. Communication skills above anything, because again, learning how to talk to people it's everything, because learning and listening, it's all important, but communicating with people is a bulk of what we do. And honestly, I think that some people have gone away from that. I love it. I remember back when I was in college, and the first public speaking class I took, I was amazed. I'm like, man, this is nice. Again, because to me, it's the way that you can have an impact on somebody. So the communication skills. So I would encourage any people in college to really take any kind of public speaking classes that you can. And secondly, stay in the books. Education never stops, even when you get a degree, whether it's high school, associates, or bachelor's. Education is about staying in a book, or reading the articles, because again, you get so much perspective from other people. So communication and keeping your education goals high. And again, if you ever want to move up in this field, it's all civil service. So you're going to have to take tests. And it's not about being a supervisor to me, but it's about being in a position to have an impact on other people. So that's more important to me than anything, being in a position, and that's by moving up the food chain.
Thank you. Can you talk about an experience or mentor you had that helped you get where you are today?
Man, it's always the same three people. I'm going to quickly mention three because it was just so impactful to me. I lost my parents very young. My mother at 3, my dad at 12. So I would like to say that certainly they are the people. But growing up without parents, it was a rough life, and I kind of, like I said, I did things that weren't necessarily conducive to getting into law enforcement early in my life. But I decided to go back to school. And I went to SUNY Broome and I graduated there in 96. So it would have been about 95. I met one of my instructors that were there. His name was Richard Fitzpatrick. I was never serious about getting in law enforcement until I met him. He was a retired detective from this department, actually. Great man, very impactful. Just the way he communicated in the classroom, the way he related to me, really directed me here. Kind of gave me the push to think that you can do it if you want to, because I didn't think that it was possible being in a sheriff's office, but he kind of gave me that direction. So I have to give kudos to him. Then when I decided, I graduated from SUNY Broome in 96, I decided to continue my education, and two professors there, I think he's still there, Professor Leo Wilton. I never forget how he ran his classroom. He allowed people to speak, but he encouraged people to be respectful of others, no matter if what they said didn't agree with you or not. So I treat my classrooms a lot like the way that I felt in his class, and I thought it was awesome, and my kids seemed to like me at my classroom. And then the other person, another professor, Ira Tobert, who is no longer with us. I was going through a tough time when I was working on my bachelor's, and he was one of the professors that kept giving me a rope. Here, listen, I'm going to give you another opportunity. Give you another opportunity. So I'm grateful for him as a professor. Even though he's no longer with us, he saw something in me, and he kept giving me opportunities. And it was those second chances he gave me that really helped me succeed. And it kind of just makes me realize that not everybody is in the right frame of mind for whatever it is they're doing, but a little bit of encouragement can go a long way for people. So those three people, definitely.
I definitely agree on that encouragement part. What advice would you give your high school self today?
Take the books more seriously. I was not very studious in high school. I was more about having fun. But the reason behind that is my family really wasn't about education. They didn't really push education. It was more about going to work. Listen, you're going to be okay as long as you can go to work. And that's, listen, I can do any job. Just give me a little bit of instruction. I'm kind of a hands-on person, but now I realize that education really helps you. When you get to education, you can kind of choose the things that listen, nobody wants to work. But at least with an education, you can kind of choose the field that you're going to go into. And not that I'm happy with where I'm at. I'm very grateful and proud that I'm happy. I think this is the best place I could end up. It just could have got here sooner. I didn't come onto the job until I was 32. I think that I had some wasted years where I could have been preparing myself, and but everything happens for a reason. But I would definitely tell my younger self to be more studious in school and do the work, bury your face in a book instead of always trying to have fun.
I can agree on that part. I know it wasn't as studious as I should have been.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sammy. At this time, would any students like to unmute themselves or ask questions in the chat? Feel free. Or if any staff would like to ask any questions, you can do so at this time.
Boy, that means I did a great job at explaining stuff, but people ain't.
Tell them every single thing,
Yeah.
Well, if there are no questions, thank you again, Sammy, for taking the time to speak to our students. Thank you to everyone who attended. Students, make sure to be on the lookout for more events and activities that you can find on our IG page, our monthly newsletter, and contacting your AC. Are there any other announcements from any staff? Awesome. Well, I hope everyone has a great day and you all enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you very much for having me. Have a good night, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.